Hello. Alright, so I made a new scene just to explain the concepts. Alright, so essentially this is the scene that I worked off of, the classic scene. And what I did, the cool thing with 3D Builder is you can actually just drag and drop an image onto the scene, like so. Alright, so if you drag and drop it, it's gonna be placed flat on the floor. And as you can see, it did some interesting stuff. Like, first of all, there seems to be a missing chunk here, and also it seems like it's been carved out, like some of the elements. You can see the eyes have been carved out, some of the pants and the shoes have been carved out. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but as I understand it, it's carving out like the darker elements because it considers it as background. So as you can see, this is a little too dark for them, I suppose. The pants are a little too dark. The shoes, the eyes, all of the darker elements have been carved out. So that's how you achieve this result. Now, this was actually unintentional. I didn't intend for it to be this way. I was just lucky, and I'm saying lucky because of this, I was able to do the sign thing without putting too much effort into it. It was actually just lucky for me. But anyways, so I did this at first because I wanted it to be the reference for the shapes and the sizes of the characters. The cool thing about 3D Builder is you can actually settle it on the floor by doing this. So yeah, it's just gonna do that. And here you go. So the trick to subtraction is what I did with the bodies. First is I got myself, actually it's not a cylinder, it's actually a cone with a little subtraction, but I just did cylinder. I'm sorry if I'm ranting, I don't actually do this. But anyways, so this is, like, for example, let's say that this is the body. The simple way of me achieving that fold thing in the middle, if that's what you were asking about, is I just produced myself a cube, like so. And all I did was I made it so narrow, like let's say 5 millimeters. I think it's 5 millimeters. All right, so as you can see, you have like coordinates and stuff here, and then this is the resizing option, and then this is the rotation option. So all I did was I centered it against it, and I just dragged it in like so. Boom. And then push it a little bit more, and then I actually made sure that it's a little bit higher, and like it's like so. Like, to be honest, you don't actually have to do that, but if you try this, you're actually gonna notice that there are some undesirable effects if you don't do this. But I just want you to discover that on your own. Now, by doing this and then doing the subtraction thing that I'm talking about, what you're gonna do is you're gonna delete this shape, the shape that you've selected, and then whatever element is intersecting with other elements, with other shapes, those are also going to be removed. Now, to better illustrate this, let's get ourselves another shape, like this cone, for example. Let's move it there. Alright, so what's going to happen is we're going to subtract this shape, and then it's going to delete itself, and also going to remove any intersecting elements. So, where was that? Okay, here you go. So if I do this, boom. As you can see, it's carved out. It's carved out itself from the other shapes, and that's essentially how I achieved this shape, which I used for the body. And the same principle can be done with this one. So all I did was I got myself a bigger shape. Okay, like so. And then I what did I do exactly? Yeah, I made it thinner than this one, and you're gonna understand why. And then I put it up like so, just parallel to that, and then I let it come in. Alright, so now as you can see, you're actually already making the shape itself, as you can see with the green thing. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this one. We're gonna subtract this main scene image, and then boom, here you go. You get the shape. I was just lucky that I didn't have to manually make the shape. That was not my intention. But anyways, yeah, you get the point. And then I just deleted all of these other unimportant ones. Alright. Oops. Okay, and then this one. Alright, here you go. That's the shape. Now this, there's just one thing that I did to make it look like the sign, and that is I made it thinner. So I made it like 1 millimeter. I don't know. I don't care. And then I painted it. You can color it with this. So here you go. Bam. That's the power of subtraction. Alright, I hope that made sense.